Samir, again, one more question to you. What is the applicability of the act? Means to whom is this act applicable as such?
So the applicability is very simple. It is applicable to any entity or individual who is processing the digital personal data in either digital form or even a non-digital form where the collection of the data was non-digital on a piece of paper or a register, but it was digitized subsequently. So I could be running I could be a reception person sitting in a reception of a company, and I could be collecting the mobile number and the mail ID and some information of the individual who's coming to the building. So that's a register non-digital data, but I'm going to ultimately have it entered in some digital form. So that also comes to is applicable. So it says processing of digital personal data where the personal data is collected digitally. Any organization collecting this, or it could be an individual, comes under. So applicability is very wide. It doesn't differentiate between any small enterprise, large enterprise, this turnover, society, trust, NGO, school, college. Everybody is covered because, as Dr. Limaye said, the core is the privacy of the individual. I could be a small organization collecting data of 10 people, but I have digitized it. So the core is that protection of the privacy. Sorry, protection privacy protecting the privacy of the individual, which is easier to do in non-digitized form. If I am collecting data of 10 people every day, I can keep it in a register and keep it logged in my office, right? But the moment I put it in Excel and I put it in my laptop, and the laptop is part of an internet, it is bound, it is theoretically possible to be breached. So the size of the organization collecting data, in theory, is immaterial here. In the previous acts, PDP, they were little there was a little gray area on storing data in India and processing data. In the new DPDP Act, which is now passed, the processing of data is allowed outside India also, and so is the storage. You can store data anywhere in the world except a list of negative countries. Let me repeat that. You can store the data anywhere in the world with primary data being in India and an image copy, as it's called, a DR copy, disaster recovery copy of the same anywhere in the world except negative countries. You can even process the data outside, provided I have taken consent that my processing is happening in Europe or Dubai or Singapore or anywhere. Yes, I have a right to process the data of the data principal anywhere in the world except negative countries, provided I have taken consent.
Yeah, so
Well, of course, the consent. Yeah, please.
although, so I was saying there, I would sort of interject and say that is half story published. Section 16,
Yes.
Section 16 says the central government may, by notification, restrict the transfer of personal data by a data fiduciary for processing to such country or territory outside India as may be so notified. So, right.
Yeah, so like I said,
It is,
except negative list, anywhere the data can be stored and published
right, yeah, but I just
and
hope that
processed.
when the rules come and when the central government gives the notification, if they come back saying no, data has to be localized in India only, then it has to be subject to those rules. But which is yet to be seen. The Act does not clarify on that count right now.
No. So as far as my understanding is concerned, they will not come out with specific instructions that the data cannot be moved out. They will say that in the previous law, there is a difference between a sensitive critical data and normal PII. See, my
Right.
mobile number and my name and my mail ID is known to hundreds of people.
Right.
So although it is PII, but it is not so critical, right? It
Right.
is not so critical, right? Uh, uh, so the previous bill said that that can be moved. Critical data cannot be moved. Now,
Right.
first of all, they have removed the definition of sensitive critical data.
Right.
All data is critical now, or
Right.
not critical, whatever. So from IT point of view, Sumit, there are challenges in storing everything in India.
Right.
Right, from compliance point of view also.
Right.
So that's why they have given the leeway that the master copy, as it is called, primary copy of data in India, a secondary copy somewhere else, anywhere in the world except negative states, processing will also happen outside because of various technology issues. So
Right.
I don't think they are going to come back with that. Negative list is going to be published it's actually already there. There is already a negative list of where you can store data by any Indian company. That's why all the Googles and the Microsoft and the Amazons, the large data fiduciaries, have opened their own data centers in India. And the other user-based apps like an Uber or which is an international company, have been forced to open offices in India.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Sumitji, to add to applicability of this act, only one short point Samir missed. He has explained it clearly. That is, this act will also apply to processing of data outside India, where goods and services are offered to Indian data principle. So even data is processed outside India, but those goods or services are offered to Indian data principles. This act will apply to those particular processings also.
That's why I gave the example of Uber.
Yes.
Sir. Uber is not headquartered in India, but they are carrying my personal data. They know I went from X place to Y place. They are carrying my mobile number, and they are probably having a lot of information about me. So although not an Indian company, but they have given that you can store my primary data in India, copy anywhere in the world, and you can process data also. So in one line, processing of data is a very complicated issue, and it's a very costly issue. That's why they have given the option of processing allowed outside India, provided when I downloaded my Uber app, then they would ask for consent, which I would have given. Somewhere they have to write that we can process outside. I have a right to say no. I have a right to withdraw also.
Welcome to Complinity Technologies. Complinity is India's leading governance, risk and compliance software helping companies to manage their compliance, contracts, litigation, legal updates, inter-financial controls and more. Complinity is a one-stop shop for all GRC needs. With our proprietary 12 GRC modules and real-time legal updates on 2,000 plus laws and 24,000 plus compliances. All in an integrated platform that is easy to use with automated alerts and risk management capabilities. Is why compliance managers, general counsels and chief financial officers choose Complinity every time. Join the most innovative and prestigious brands that use Complinity. Automating your compliance management. Request a demo at complinity.com.